Warriors NRL Fanatics here back today with a video. Now I'm going to go through and select my 1 to 17 lineup for the game against the St George Illawarra Dragons, which is on this Sunday afternoon, so it's going to be a very tough game. The Dragons have won 4 straight games and they're suddenly inside that top 4 at the moment, so they're really flying along pretty well, they're going pretty well at the moment. And yeah, it's going to be a very hard game. So yeah, I'm going to predict the 1 to 17 lineup that I think we should go with for the game against the Dragons on Sunday. As you know, it was a very disappointing performance from us against the Manly Seagulls. I thought defensively we were much better, but in attack, it still needs a bit of work. And has been needing work since round 1. So let's get into it. So at fullback, I've gone with Captain Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Now, on the wings, this might surprise people, actually. And I know there's a lot of people out there that want our wingers to be dropped, the likes of Fusatu and Mamalo. But I thought Fusatu and Mamalo, they were much better on the week on Friday against the Manly Seagulls. And I thought they had probably their better games in a long time. So I think both Fusatu and Mamalo should keep their spots. I know there's a lot of people suggesting that Reece Walsh should start this week, which I can't see happening, He's already been released from his contract. It's already been confirmed a couple of days ago. But I don't see them rushing Reece Walsh into the lineup this week against the Dragons. So, I'm sticking with the wings of Ken Mamalo and David Fusatu. I think those will be our wingers. Now, in the centres, I think I'll start. In the centres, I'm going to stick with Adam Pompey and Marcelo Montoya. I thought Marcelo Montoya had a pretty good game last week, and I think he definitely deserves his spot on the 17 this week. So, when Marcelo Montoya got picked in the 17 in his first game, I wasn't so sure whether that was the right decision, but turned out it was the right move, and he's done a pretty decent job so far. So, my centre pairings are Adam Pompey and Marcelo Montoya. Now, into the halves, and I'm going to make a change here, and I think it's time we did make a change here to the halves. And Cody Nikorima, he hasn't been stepping up. Round 1, he just wasn't there. He didn't run the ball, and he hasn't been good since last year. I thought Cody Nikorima had a good season last year, but the start of the season he's been pretty poor, and doesn't mean I'm going to drop him altogether off the side. I think I'm going to move him out of a different position. So my halves pairing would be Sean O'Sullivan and Paul Turner. I think it's time to give Paul Turner an opportunity to play in first grade. I think he, why not give him an opportunity? We need a change in our attack, and Paul Turner might provide that bit of spark. So my halves are Sean O'Sullivan and Paul Turner, and Sean O'Sullivan. I've been impressed with Sean O'Sullivan. He's been pretty good, and he deserves to be in the halves. So I'm just gonna swap Paul Turner into the lineup and Cody Nikorima to hooker. So yeah, that's my halves, and my hooker is Cody Nikorima, and so I'm gonna swap him for Wade Egan to the bench. So yeah, my halves and my hookers are Sean O'Sullivan, Paul Turner, and the hookers is Cody Nikorima. Now into the prop position, and I think Bunty has definitely done a good job there. He's definitely done a good job. Now, Leeson Armel was in there too. I think we played Leeson Armel, the prop position too. I don't think Leeson Armel had a great game. I don't think he was that all great. So, for me, Tanoa Brown's back from suspension this week, and I will have Jermaine Tanoa-Brown starting at prop. Now, into the second row, I've gone with Elias Katoa and Tohu Harris. Tohu Harris has to go back to his preferred position in the second row. I'd have him there. As for the lock position, I'm going with Jazz Tavanga. That's my 13. Jazz Tavanga had a great game last week against the Manly Seagulls. Very good in defence, and really brought that energy to the side that, the team hasn't been able to have that energy. So I thought Jazz Tavanga had a great game last week defensively, and he put on that big hit on Brad Parker last week, and yeah, he was great, Jazz Tavanga. So he's my lock. Now onto the bench, and this one was a very tough one to pick. Now in my 14, on the bench have gone with Wade Egan. I think Wade Egan will come in and cover the hooker's spot, so I'd have Wade Egan at 14. As for 15, for the other position on the bench, now, look, Bunty Afoa has to be in there. No question about it. I would not be dropping Bunty Afoa from this lineup. And I've got Bunty Afoa in the 15. As for the 16, it's pretty straightforward for me. Ben Murdoch-Masila, no question about it. It's got to be in the lineup, so I'm going with Ben Murdoch-Masila. Now for the last two positions on the bench, and this one was a very hard one to pick, actually. It was a very hard one to pick. Now, I thought Jack Murchie had a great game last week. I thought he was pretty solid coming off the bench. And I think Jack Murchie deserves to stay inside. So I'm going to have Jack Murchie in the 16. So he's taking up my other position on the bench. Now, for the last position on the bench for the 17, look, I'm going to have to say that I think Kane Evans will keep his spot. So I'm going to go Kane Evans for the 17th spot. So yeah, that's my 1 to 17 for the game against the Dragons on Sunday. This is just my opinion. Share your 1 to 17 team in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to line up in what position? What team changes do you think we should make? And yeah, share your thoughts in the comment section below, because, you know, we need to be making changes. And last week wasn't good enough. I know we lost only by 1 point, but it still wasn't good enough in the end. And, you know, we also lost the Roosters the previous week. Our attack wasn't good in there. So we need to step up and improve our attack. Our defence was much better against Manly. I was happy with our defence, but our attack needs to step up and improve in order to be a top 8 team at the end of the season, in order to challenge for a final spot. Because at the moment, I'm not too sure if we can make the finals. You know, it's a long way to go, don't get me wrong. It's only round 5, but they need to show a bit more to say that they can be a top 8 team this season. So yeah, yeah, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The channel's at 448 subscribers, so 2 away from 450. So let's get there. Hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, please consider doing so, and help this channel to get to 500 subscribers by the end of this month. So we're 2 away from 450. So let's get to 450 and then get to 500 by the end of the month. And also don't forget to hit that like button on the video as well. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, go and follow social media pages, which is Warriors NRL Fanatics, my page, and the Rugby League Breakdown podcast page, Instagram page. I'll put the link in the description below. And yeah, go follow as well on Twitter. Well, I've got a Twitter page as well, Warriors@_NRL. So go check those pages out as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon for another one.